Welcome to Coffee Conversations with Les and Paul, 30 Minutes for God.
A podcast sponsored by Piedmont Road Church of Christ and Ministry League.
We're here to discuss Bible topics just as if we're asking Jesus himself. I am Paul Sperlin.
And I am Les Sandifer. We hope you will enjoy our relaxed Bible-based discussions.
Thanks for joining us as we think about and talk about all those things we ask Jesus over a cup of coffee. Excited.
So excited.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Coffee Conversations with Les and Paul, 30 Minutes for God. We're happy that you're here with us, and we are with you.
That sounds like a song. I'm happy today.
Oh, I thought you were going to go,
Happy?
so happy together.
Actually, I was I was thinking of that one, then I went church.
Okay, you love Jesus more than me. Okay, pray for me for that, I guess. There it is. Okay, good. It is good to see you, to have you with us for our show. Thank you for tuning in. That probably means that you follow us on Ministry League at ministryleague.com, or you've gone to the website at lifeinchrist.com and you check that out, or you've gone to the Anchor Network website. No, there's those three things, or
Okay.
Spotify. I guess you can go to Spotify. So a lot of ways to listen to the show and to be a part of Les and Paul. And so we are happy that you're with us today. How's your week? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
A little congestion.
Yeah.
So that, sometimes that makes you a little more sluggish. I don't know. Every once in a while, the allergies jump up and go, no, you're going to be snotty and nose running.
That's right.
That's like, there it is.
There it is.
Actually, I took some drugs today. So
okay.
some Dayquil stuff that's supposed to knock down some of the symptoms.
Under the Influence Bible Study. It's great.
Yeah.
You never know what might be said today.
Yeah, you have no idea when I'm under the influence of the orange pill.
I'm inching over to you.
I know I feel like I'm off camera a little bit, but that's all right. We need the books to be centered, so
yeah,
they are. They're close
good.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are we going to talk about today, Paul?
I want that dark one to be like in the middle, and that's what throws me off.
It's not really though.
It's not middle.
Not on the banner.
No, I know. Yeah.
We need a new banner. Can you work on that?
Actually,
okay.
We have a new anchor banner that's going to be here after exposure. It's awesome.
So we'll have an anchor banner.
Yes, it's going to be good.
It'll be great. Look forward to it, folks.
Yeah.
Books are gone. Anchor's in.
Yeah, that's true.
Anchor's away.
But with Anchor, we make
That's
books.
a Navy song, isn't it?
So, Anchor's away. We can't get into this. We're talking about the tongue.
Who
We're
wrote
in
that lesson?
James chapter 3. Who wrote that chapter?
We're in the Pearls book.
Yes.
Helping out with the Lads to Leaders subject matter, talking about the same things that are in the Pearls book.
Mm-hmm.
In the Pearls book.
I have it on good information. I have it on good
authority
that the Pearls test is now available.
Oh,
through Lads to Leaders.
There you go.
I know a guy. So hopefully your class is about to end, or ours just ended. And so our kids are ready. And so hopefully yours are too. But if not, this is where you're at. So we can help you kind of get prepared for that class or for that test or for that discussion. And today is it's episode 5 of the podcast, but it is chapter 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So
and this particular lesson was written by our very own Paul Sperlin. I don't know why I flipped the page back to check. I just flipped it back to see if that name was there. But Taming the Tongue, written by Paul Sperlin, and we did confirm it is the shortest lesson in the whole book.
Close.
It doesn't need tons of verbiage. Say what needs to be said and move on.
So what you're saying is
land the plane.
Exactly. So what you're saying is the chapter on the tongue needs to be the shortest one. When you talk about the thing that makes you talk, whether good or bad, right or wrong, say less.
Yeah, it actually wasn't what I was thinking, but that is, say less. No, pun or no pun.
Yeah.
But, so that's what we're going to talk about today from James chapter 3, verses 1 through a bunch.
Starting at verse 1 anyway.
Yeah, where it goes to, where does it end? I don't know. down around 10 or 11 or 12 or something like that.
Something like that.
The subject matter
13.
does. We're not going to read all of that, as background necessarily, but
Verse 12.
we will be there.
Mm-hmm.
We may probably will reference some of the verses as we move along. So, Paul, when I start thinking about this subject matter, I have a question for you right off the bat.
Wow. Here we go.
Verse
No pressure.
8, which is really the base text for this lesson, is
Yeah.
James chapter 3, verse 8, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? But no man can tame the tongue. What does that mean to you?
An unruly evil.
Yeah.
Full of deadly poison.
So is James saying that we really have no ability whatsoever to control our own tongue?
No, I think
and what we say?
I can see what you're asking. I think it's a challenge because if you look at every body part of the human organism, the one part that can do the most damage really is the tongue, but it's also the one part that can do the most good.
Yeah.
And so it really depends on how you handle it. I think verse 8 is really talking about it's a challenge.
Okay.
James is saying, be careful. Can be bad.
Yeah.
But I think it can also be good.
Yeah, it is interesting because when we study the Bible in general, it's really understanding context and what's being said in the context.
Right.
And some things we read really kind of do just stand as a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Not all things do. I mean, I mean that in the sense that we really need to understand what the Holy Spirit was trying to convey to us at that point through the writer.
Right.
And that's why this one I was kind of on the fence whether James meant literally every human being is going to have a challenge at times in their life with what they say inappropriately. And that may actually be a flat out true statement. Some are going to struggle with it more than others.
Yeah.
But no man can completely tame it and control it to the point where they never have an issue with it. Right.
And I heard this somewhere that the tongue can create incredible relationships, but it can also destroy friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think that it's a light side, dark side kind of thing, and you have to decide which way you're going to go.
Two of the silliest words ever put in a sentence by any human being. Just joking. As a matter of controlling the tongue.
Just joking.
Because almost without fail,
or bless your heart,
when those two phrases are said, the intent is to say something hurtful and get away with it.
Yeah.
I heard somebody the other day say, just joking is an expression you use when the person's reaction wasn't what you expected. So now you're trying to bail out. I think for some people, it's a phrase they say a lot because what they're really trying to do is say something that they know is going to.
They want a license to say something bad.
They want a license to say something bad. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. But that speaks to the issue of taming the tongue.
Right.
I always think about something a preacher we used to have here some years ago really emphasized the concept of what Jesus said about you will be held accountable for every word you say.
Yeah.
And to me, that is powerful. I didn't even look this up, so I don't remember exactly. I think Matthew documented that, but Jesus just basically said, be warned.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, to me, that's some of the subject matter we're talking about with this lesson.
Right.
Is that your words are powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in the lesson, you say the tongue is powerful enough to create relationships and strengthen friendships, and I think you just said something very similar to this just a second ago, but it'll destroy.
It will.
Too.
Yeah, it will.
And easily destroy.
It can ignite great things or it can destroy the same stuff. And it's almost like a Spider-Man situation.
Spider-Man?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And one of the first Spider-Mans, the motion pictures years ago, with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh.
And I think it's the same with the tongue.
Yeah.
I think great power comes great responsibility.
You made you made 3 or 4, maybe 3 points specifically in the lesson. The tongue is powerful. You just said
3.
The tongue is dangerous. and the tongue is untamable. But then you go on to give some practical application that we'll get to that in a minute.
I like practical.
Yeah, I do too, because I think that's really, what do you walk away with?
Right.
I've told adults too, but mostly young people over and over and over again, when you study the Bible, everything should be studied really through a lens of, how does this apply to me?
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about King David,
right,
in the Old Testament, and it's there for our learning, when you talk about King David, it's not to point a finger at what King David did or what the Israelites did. It's to look at it and go, what am I doing today that is like them that I need to change, or vice versa, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the way these lessons are.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we're doing the book, because this is a great study for our young people
100%.
to be talking about the book of James in particular, but also getting into the,
well, to be honest, it's good for young people. It's good for all people.
It's good for all people,
especially this one.
Yeah.
So the fact is that the tongue cannot be tamed, and there are some subtopics there we did talk about. And the first one is learning the value of silence.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay not to say anything. And of course, we reference Proverbs 17, verse 28. Even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace, which means shuts his mouth.
Yeah.
The verse actually, let's see where am I at. The verse continues by saying, when he shuts his lips, he's considered perceptive.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
You become wise when you don't talk.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very interesting concept. And it kind of plays into a follow-up to the subject matter we had last week.
Right. I saw that.
Yeah. Which really is, I mean, learning the value of silence really is, part of that concept of how we grow as Christians. It's, what do you struggle with? And this is for the audience out there that's listening to this. Ask yourself the question, what do you struggle with? Maybe this isn't it, but we're going to hit something in the book of James. It'd be almost impossible not to hit something in the book of James that you do struggle with.
That's true.
Because he's very practical.
Absolutely.
This one is one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Learning the value of silence. It's very tricky. And I don't remember if we covered this last week in that lesson, but there's a proverb that talks about the fool needs to vent all his feelings.
Mm.
And it is such a true statement. And if you're that kind of person out there, and I am one of these people, so I'm going to be honest about it, I struggle not to say what I feel like needs to be said.
Yeah.
And there's a time and place for that. And so to me, part of doing what we do, whether it's preaching, teaching, podcasts, is being honest with the listening audience about how this applies to you,
right,
so that they can feel like you're not just talking to them.
So there's two sides to that.
Yeah.
Right. One side from what you're saying is you want to say things when you feel like maybe sometimes you shouldn't say it. But here's the thing. But you wouldn't say that if wisdom wasn't behind it. What you're doing is, I'm making this observation. So let me, I'm going to say this so you don't have to. it's because sometimes we say things, we're older, we're not younger, but we're at that place where we've been through stuff, we've experienced things. And if we see a situation in life that something needs to be said and we just sit there and do nothing, I feel like I'm doing a disservice. I need to make sure you understand my experiences, and that's same true with elders, with teachers, with parents, with people in general. If you're around a novice group of people, and something needs to be said that isn't, it's like you want to make sure and you get it there, so you do. The flip side of that is sometimes some people want to talk just for the sake of talking.
Yeah.
And that drives me nuts. It's like, did you really need to say that? We knew that. They're saying things we've already discussed, and they're just repeating it over and over again. It's like, you've made your point. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's two sides to that, but silence is valuable. But if the truth isn't being shared when it needs to be, I think that's the time you need to pierce in.
Yeah. And let me read a sentence you put in that section. Be someone other than the person who always has something to say or a follow-up comment. And really that's kind of where some of this goes for me, because there are times where even though there's an opportunity or maybe even a need to address something, maybe the moment is not the moment to address it. And maybe the value in silence sometimes is gathering more information, finding out what's going on
collect.
And then
Yeah,
you
I get
then
that.
you can address it later.
Mhm.
And that's something each of us have to kind of dig in on ourselves. And you're right. The opposite of that would be digging in and trying to find information so much so that you never ever say it.
Right. Yeah.
And you
that's
just
true.
let it go. Or you're the person that just chooses to let it go. So I mean, there's several elements to this. And second point you make, watch your tone.
Oh, it's important. It's how you say it.
Yeah.
You can say the most deafening things to the ear, but if you say it in a soft way, then I think you find where you get more with honey kind of a situation. And we reference Proverbs 15 verse 1 on this. A soft answer turns away wrath. That's huge.
Yeah.
You want to deflate the harshness of what their feelings may get hurt, and they want to say something. And when you
always be kind.
Yeah, I think so.
How hard is that? And that's really another one of those thought questions. How hard is that for people sometimes to be kind in our communication? Again, I think it's different folks have different struggles with some of these things. Some people, and some people may feel like they're always kind and it doesn't come across that way.
Right.
Kind, and this is about tone, right? Kind words don't always mean kind in tone.
Right.
Sometimes it could come across condescending, in the way you say the kind words.
Yeah.
So it's a
now
multi-headed thing.
If you know us and a circle we're in or people we're around, sometimes in certain situations, being sarcastic and snarky can come across as funny, and I appreciate it. But when you're one-on-one with somebody over a Bible discussion or an issue that is serious, unplug the snarkiness,
right?
Because you're not going to gain anything from being mean and rude.
Well, and you make a good point. When we're attacking this subject, we're really attacking this subject mostly from the concept of interacting with people in a situation that isn't you're really close friends and you're sitting around yucking it up.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about.
No,
we're really mostly talking about situations where you have the potential to impact somebody in the moment.
Yeah.
Because of something they're doing in their life or something you're doing or vice versa, whatever that situation is. I mean, it's a really good point.
Which really is another point to this is know your atmosphere.
Oh,
be familiar with where you're at.
But 4 is a biblical number.
It can be. Yeah.
3 and 4 are both biblical. Yeah, 4 is a great number.
That's true. 4 is good.
It's not as good as 3.
No, 3 is definitely better.
3 is the number.
But
so learn the value of silence, watch your tone, know your
atmosphere, know your audience, know your atmosphere, know your atmosphere. Yeah. And then the fourth one there is be intentional with your words.
Right.
Say the words that need to be said, and don't say words that will put you in a bad spot.
Right.
Again, it's part of that same passage where it says, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Nobody wants that.
Right.
No, don't antagonize people. That's not good. That's where you find the tongue is difficult to tame when you throw some attitude in there. But
yeah, it really
use
is.
your words wisely.
It really is tricky business. Now, again, we're talking about interacting with the faithful. I can tell you there probably are some times where the proverb is not a absolute, right? Proverbs never intended that way.
Right.
It's a guiding principle. A harsh word stirs up anger. That is not necessarily bad if the person on the other end of that needs it. And I don't mean somebody you're working with on a faith relationship, but you're talking about somebody that's throwing their fist up in the air at God and trying to do things to undermine the church. This proverb is not necessarily all inclusive is really what I'm getting at. There may be times in your life where you do get harsh with somebody that is really of the devil.
Right.
If that's the right way to put it.
I mean, yeah.
Not everybody's built for that. So I'm not encouraging people to go out and start practicing their harshness. But if you're built that way and you lend yourself to that, just make sure you rein it in most of the time. And it only comes out if it needs to come out at times when it's the devil.
True.
And there are
But-
people out there that probably need to hear a word or two.
That's true. That's true. Be
Sometimes.
careful what you say.
yeah. Still be careful what you say because it might get you.
But one thing
hurt.
to remember too, just kind of to bring this home, is you are in control of your words.
Yep.
And you are in charge and control of your attitude. And so the way that you say it, what you say, and how you say it is up to you.
Yeah.
We need to speak as Jesus spoke, and we need to remember that we are people that God created, and He didn't create us to be. What's the word you used earlier? The devil. Okay. Okay. God didn't create us to be
Diablo.
bad. He created us to be good. He created us to be like Jesus, to be godly people.
Yeah.
And so when you're in conversations with folks, if things aren't going your way, that may be the time to step back and relax and be quiet and just listen.
Yeah.
It's tough to take it. It's tough to take it, but Jesus took it for all of us.
So I'm gonna quote the outstanding author of this lesson one more time. We should engage, encourage, and edify.
Mm.
That's what we should trying to do with our words.
That's right.
Engage, encourage, and edify. Right out of the lesson.
Love it.
Love it.
Good words.
Thanks for the lesson, Paul.
Oh, thank you
It was
for
outstanding.
throwing it out there. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for being here for this Love Fest. This is called the Les and Paul Show. And thanks for being with us. Shoot me an email at paul@lifeinchrist.com. Any questions at all you got about this show or anything else, or a way in which to get this book, go to ladsleaders.org to find the information for this book specifically, but go to lifeinchrist.com to find anything out Piedmont Road. We appreciate it. We love you. For Les, I am Paul. This has been the show, and we look forward to being with you over that next cup of coffee. Thank you for watching Coffee Conversations with Les and Paul, 30 Minutes for God. For Les Sandifer, I'm Paul Sperlin. This has been the show. A big thank you to our sponsors, Piedmont Road Church of Christ. Find them at lifeinchrist.com. Also, ministryleague.com. Find all the resources, the songbook, and everything you need there, and all the podcasts right there at ministryleague.com. And also Citadel Bible Institute at citadelbible.net. Cast your nets to learn how to preach, teach, connect, and do ministry. We hope that you will tune in next week for another installment of Coffee Conversations with Les and Paul. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to being with you over that next cup of coffee.